A very warm welcome to today's edition of Money Moves. My name is Melissa Enoch here at the FMDQ studios in Lagos. Let's now tee off with today's news now in Kenya, where the Central Bank of Kenya has today briefed the press on its monetary policy meeting held on Tuesday. The briefing outlines the committee's key decisions and provides an update on Kenya's economic outlook amid shifting global and domestic conditions. Let's take a listen.
Global GDP growth has remained resilient in 2025, but is projected to slow down in 2026, mainly due to higher effective tariff rates on trade. The global financial conditions have improved significantly, as reflected in the recovery of major equity markets and the decline in Eurobond yields for emerging markets and developing economies. Risks to the global growth outlook remains elevated due to higher tariffs on trade, elevated trade policy uncertainty, weak global demand, and heightened geopolitical tensions in the Middle East and the Russia-Ukraine conflict.
In Nigeria, the World Bank has released its latest Nigeria Development Update, noting economic stability following recent policy reforms, but warning that the benefits have yet to reach most citizens. Titled From Policy to People, Bringing the Reform Gains Home, the report shows growth of 3.9% in the first half of 2025, driven by services, non-oil industries, and agriculture, with foreign reserves now above $42 billion. The bank warns, however, that high food inflation and poverty continue to burden households, urging governments to reduce food costs and expand social protection to turn reforms into real welfare gains. In other news, Ethiopia will begin duty-free exports to AfCFTA member states on Thursday, October 9, 2025, marking its first official trade under the AfCFTA framework. State Minister for Trade and Regional Integration Yasmin Wahab-Rebi said exports will move by air and land to various member countries, including Kenya, Somalia, and South Africa. Air cargo will include meat, vegetables, and fruits, while land shipments will cover pulses, oil seeds, coffee, and red kidney beans, with textiles and industrial inputs to follow later. Kenya is expected to receive the largest share.
Starting off with equities. Coming up on your screen, we can see the equity markets are mostly positive today. Let's take a look at the gainers. Africa's biggest exchange, JSA, led gains today by 1.06%, followed by the EGX30 up 0.75%. The NGX All-Share Index also closed on the positive, up 0.50%, followed closely by the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange, up 0.37%. Kenya's NSE, however, fell sharply by 1.44% to 173.75. And finally, two soft prices. Cocoa slipped 1.68%, while coffee gained 1.56%. Cotton eased 0.45% to $64.17. Palm oil fell 0.04%, and sugar declined 1.38% to $16.14 as at 12:31 GMT.
Grace, thank you very much for those market updates. And that's it on today's edition of Money Moves. From all of us here at the FMDQ studios, we say thank you very much for watching and bye for now.